This blank check is made payable to winning. If it wasn't for bad luck, I'd have no luck at all. I have a very good friend that seems to have the worst luck ever. How do I know? Because he's always saying it. Always saying how he caught a bad break, or this bad thing happened, or he didn't have enough money to fix his car, the roof is leaking, his cat died. It is always one negative thing followed by another. And it's really hard to be positive around someone with that negative mindset, because negativity becomes like smoke in a cigar lounge. And even if you didn't smoke, you're now wearing it on you. Now, on the other side, do you know someone that seems to never miss? They are always lucky. They are always having great success. Money and opportunities just seem to follow them everywhere. I have one of those friends, and I've known him for many years, and it seems he never has a bad day. He's always dressed well, driving a nice car, and full of stories of new successes each and every single time I see him. Money just seems to be attracted to him. Every time I see him, he is doing better than the last. I've even been there when he walks into a room and immediately they call his number to win a large cash prize. Now, is that coincidence? Or is he just really lucky? Or is it something much deeper than that? So one day I asked him, why does it seem that he is always favored? And he shared with me this principle. There's a saying, as a man thinketh in his heart, so he is. Now this is a quote from Proverbs 23:7. It asserts, how you think about yourself dictates who you become. And as he tells me, your subconscious only knows what you tell it by your thoughts. And those thoughts, positive or negative, will mold your life to how you tell it to see yourself, and ultimately who you become. Now, don't ever think that he's never endured any setbacks or any challenge. But as he explained to me, he always has this inner belief that it will work out for his good, and that through resilience and never giving up, he cannot lose. He takes on the daily mindset that he is unconquerable. So which voice are you telling yourself to listen to? Are you telling yourself, just like my first friend, that it's just bad luck, that you're never going to get ahead, that no matter what you do, you're just cursed? Or are you reminding yourself, like my second friend, that you are resilient, that there is a fire inside you that refuses to be extinguished? And are you seeing yourself as unconquerable? Now, I want to share with you a powerful poem written by a guy named William Ernest Henley. Now, you may feel that you've gone through some things, but this guy, he went through some stuff. He lost a leg to tuberculosis. He dealt with all kinds of health issues and challenges, but he did not let that define him. And in fact, he did the opposite. He channeled his pain, he channeled his struggle into words that have now inspired generations. And his poem is called Invictus, which, if you don't know, means unconquered in Latin. And let me tell you, this poem is a declaration of war against adversity and loss. Henley starts off with these lines. Out of the night that covers me, black as the pit from pole to pole, I thank whatever gods may be for my unconquerable soul. Now think about that for a minute. He's talking about a darkness so deep, so overwhelming, it feels like it's consuming him. Have you ever been there? But even in that darkness, he finds a reason to still give thanks. He recognizes the strength within him, that unyielding spirit, that no matter what comes his way, he cannot be defeated. Imagine thanking God when you are at your lowest pit of life. Now that's the kind of spirit that I want, and I hope you do too. And he goes on. In the fell clutch of circumstance, I have not winced nor cried aloud. Under the bludgeonings of chance, my head is bloody but unbowed. Wow. those words hit hard, figuratively and literally. Life does throw some punches at us, right? I'm sure you've been knocked down before. You've had setbacks. You've experienced pain. But Henley reminds us that each and every day we have a choice. You can choose to sit there and wallow in your pain, to let it define you, or you can choose to rise above it. You can choose to keep your head held high, even when you're bloodied and bruised, and that you can choose to be unbowed. Then he says something that is mind-blowing. Beyond this place of wrath and tears looms but the horror of the shade, and yet the menace of the years finds and shall find me unafraid. He's acknowledging the fear. He's facing it head on, the uncertainty of the future. And isn't that what we all struggle with each and every day? What's in my future? What does life have ahead of me? And he's saying, yes, things will get tough. There might be and there will be challenges ahead, but I will not be afraid. And that's the kind of courage that I want to have. The courage to face the unknown. The courage to stare down my fears and say, not today. And then the lines that have become an anthem for many people. It matters not how straight the gate, how charged with punishments the scroll. I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul. That's it, right there. That's the key. You are not a victim. I am not a victim of circumstance. We are not puppets of fate. We are the masters of our own destinies. We are the captains of our own souls. We have the power within us to choose how to respond to each and every one of life's challenges. Whatever challenges life throws your way, you have the power to shape your own future. So here's my question for you. What challenges are you facing? What things are so fearful that you don't even want to look at it? You don't even want to face it because you just don't know what lies around the corner. What obstacles are standing in your way for what you truly want in life? And remember the words of this incredible poem. And it simply starts by telling yourself, I am unconquerable. I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul. But here's the key. You, me, we have to believe it. And as I tell you this, I'm also encouraging myself to have that same mindset of being unconquerable. You see, as I'm writing this, I am personally going through one of the biggest challenges I've ever experienced. And sometimes the feeling is overwhelming to the point I don't even want to think about it or even deal with it because I'm so uncertain of the outcome that I can't control. But I question, which story am I telling myself? Like friend one, am I telling myself, this isn't going to turn out well and I always mess things up as usual? Or like my second friend, I'm unconquerable and I am the master of my fate. And you see, in this season, I don't know what is going to happen once I make my decision. But I do know if I do nothing, that decision is going to be made for me. So I have no choice but to face this fear with the mindset. And that mindset is that I am unconquerable. Because just like that negativity is like smoke stuck to your clothes everywhere you go. In contrast, a confident mindset is like a very powerful fragrance that makes everything around you and every room that you walk into better. So instead of saying it's bad luck, powerfully say, I am the master of my fate, and I am the captain of my soul. And I'll see you next time on The Blank Check. Out of the night that covers me, black as the pit from pole to pole, I thank whatever gods may be for my unconquerable soul. in the fell clutch of circumstance. I have not winced nor cried aloud. Under the bludgeonings of chance, my head is bloody but unbowed. Beyond this place of wrath and tears looms but the horror of the shade, and yet the menace of the years finds and shall find me unafraid. It matters not how strait the gate, how charged with punishments the scroll. I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul. Invictus.